Hello, hello, hello. Hi, Papa family. Hello. I am Cassandra Porter. I want to make sure I'm in the right place. Julia asked me to come and chat with you today, and so I want to do that. I want to make sure I'm in the right place because I thought she told me to go live here. Hopefully that's correct. And hello, hello. Welcome. Come on in. Hopefully she'll hop on in a second and tell me I'm in the right place, or maybe I'm in the wrong place, and she'll tell me that. So come on in. I always like to get started right away because if you're watching the replay, you don't necessarily want to just see me randomly talk about anything while I'm trying to kill time. But let me introduce myself while people are hopping on. I am Cassandra Porter. I live in Indianapolis, Indiana. I am originally from Houston, Texas, so every now and then that twang will come out, that southern twang. But I came here to go to school, met my husband over 20-something years ago. I'm still here. Hello, hello, come on in. And I have two daughters. So I have a 15-year-old daughter who is Lauren. I have am I in the right place, Julia? Please tell me I'm in the right place. I hope I didn't mess up. And I have an 11-year-old daughter who is Lindsay. And my mother lives with us. My mother is 72, still teaching first grade, y'all. Like, she's amazing. And she lives with us. So we live in a multi-generational home. Awesome. Thank you, Julia. Thank you. Here in Indianapolis. So I'm going to tell you just real quick a little bit about my paparazzi story because it matters for the conversation we are going to have this evening. So right after I finished school, for about 15 years, I worked for the state of Indiana and our child welfare system. I worked in child welfare, CPS, working with families, taking kids who were in danger, so forth and so on. When I ended my career in CPS, I ended in training. As I left state government, my husband says to me, well, if you could do anything you wanted in the world, what would it be? And I said, well, I would train on equity and diversity and cultural competence. That's my passion. I love teaching. And so that's what I would do. And he's like, okay, we're going to talk about racism and we live here in Indiana. And I said, you asked. And so that's what I did. I started my own training and consultation firm in 2014. And I love it. And I love what I do. I love being self-employed, love making a difference in the world, which is really what I feel like we are called to do. Well, in 2015, a friend of mine invited me to a $5 jewelry party. Now, she's a friend I trusted. Otherwise, I would have said, I don't even know what you're talking about. But she sent out her invitations in July, and her party wasn't until September because so many people are busy. And so I think her intention was to get it on your calendar and so forth and so on. Well, I said I was coming, and then what happened is the host, who is also the person who shared the jewelry, the person I signed up under, invited me to her VIP group. Now, this was in 2015, long ago in paparazzi world. We didn't have Facebook Live. We had, hey Alicia, we had Facebook parties where we would show the pictures really quickly and people would say sold, and that's how it worked way back in the day. I feel like I'm a grandparent or something. Anyway, the reason that matters is because I just picked out pieces of jewelry that I thought were pretty. And I picked 4 pieces because I am that person who always supports. That's going to matter in a second in the story. I always support. Whenever somebody was having a party, I would always go. I would always buy at least one thing. I'm just that person. I try to support because I value entrepreneurship. So I bought 4 things. I figured $20, what's the harm? I can spend $20. I go meet her at the mutual friend's house. I then see the jewelry in person. Now the 4 items I picked, my first piece was the Sands of Time in gold. Give me some hearts, some love. If we love our blockbusters and love the Sands of Time, like, woo! Anyway, that was my first piece. When I was picking up my items, I selected 8 more pieces. So I have now purchased 12 pieces of $5 jewelry. And didn't bat an eye and was amazed. I was like, oh my gosh, it's beautiful. All my sponsor did was show me the jewelry. I trusted her, and she said she had done her research, because I'm like, wait a minute, it's made in China. There are not any like human rights abuses or anything like that going on, right? You know, and she had actually reached out to the company, and they told her about the ethical standards that they use to produce the jewelry, and I believed her because she was actually my daughter's teacher at the time. That night, I left my friend's house with my 12 pieces, clearly heard the Lord tell me as I was driving home, you need to do this as a business. You need to do this to supplement your training income, because the beauty of being self-employed, of being a trainer, of being a consultant, is when you got the gig, it's good. When you got the gig, it's good. When you're in between gigs, it's a little challenging. Okay. So I very clearly heard the Lord tell me that. I went home and I did my own research. I went on the company website. I clicked join the team. I looked at the compensation plan. I looked at the pictures, and I was looking right before convention. You know, convention is at the end of July every year. So the videos that I was seeing on the website were about like the previous year's convention. And I'm like, okay, this is really fun. Like, I see all these people having fun. I don't see a lot of people who look like me in the videos. Now, this was back in 2015. Things are very different now. And so I'm like, wait a minute. This is beautiful $5 jewelry. There's not a lot of people who look like me who are doing this in these videos. And it's $5. What? I went on the website. Hi, Nicole. I went on the website and I signed up. She did not ask me to join. Okay. So I told you that was all going to matter in a minute. So I fell in love with the jewelry. I did my own research, and the person who showed me the jewelry never asked me to join them in the business opportunity. Now, the reason that matters, is because God is gracious, and I have figured it out, and I have amazing, wonderful people in my life like Julia, who I meet at all these awesome experiences. So Julia and I met on the beach, I think in Cancun. And I figured it out, and God is merciful, right? So I say that because my story is not one that somebody approached me and then someone taught me how to do this business. So, back to my family. So I told you I have a 15-year-old who, I'm not going to cry. She's in an overnight like high school retreat thing tonight, and I really, really miss her, even though she breathes real heavy and stomps a lot because she's 15. I made a post about her. That's right. I made a post about my daughter before the first day of school. And my Facebook post was simply, and if you ever like follow me on Facebook, I talk a lot about my kids. and my businesses. So my profile looks like my children, paparazzi, and social justice topics. So I made a post because to me it was humorous. So my daughter comes to me and says she needs to decide what eyeshadow she's going to wear on the first day of school. Wait a minute. What? Where'd they do that? What? Okay. But okay, we want to talk about eyeshadow. Okay. Anyway, that's all it was. It was simply a post about my daughter and to entertain other people in Facebook world, right? So thanks everybody for hopping on. I've done the introduction and now we're moving into the training part. Hello, Amy, and thank you for those who are watching the replay. I promise this is not going to be super long, but hopefully it will give you some nuggets to blow your business up, and I pray that you blow up and I can say, hey, I had something to do with that. Anyway, so now we're at the first day of school, and this post that I made about my daughter wanting to wear eyeshadow. I then get a messenger message from my daughter's first grade teacher. Now, my daughter is now in 10th grade. She's entering 10th grade at this point when I get the message. This is her first grade teacher. So I've been Facebook friends with this person for 9 years. And she's great. She was an amazing teacher. If you've also noticed my Facebook feed, I have a lot to say about the emails I send to teachers. I think teachers are amazing. My mom is a teacher. I consider myself a teacher. But I believe there's some accountability that always needs to be in place to have a healthy relationship. Anyway, first grade teacher. So we've known her for 9 years. And I saw maybe a month ago, well, yeah, it was in June. She posted in her profile that she became a Mary Kay consultant. So let me be clear. I'm not knocking Mary Kay at all. At all. But there are a lot of Mary Kay consultants. I just Googled it before I started so I could sound like an intelligent trainer. There are over 3.5 million Mary Kay consultants, which I didn't know that, but okay. And people are still joining. Lesson number 1. People are still joining a company probably because somebody asked them and they believe in the product. Okay. Anyway, so she's a Mary Kay consultant now. Now, yes, we've known her for about 9 years because she was my daughter's first grade teacher. She may, it's generous to say that she may have purchased 10 items from me in the past 4 years that I've been a consultant. And again, I told you all, I feel like a grandmother, but I was a consultant back in the day when we had old school Facebook parties where we just posted pictures. I grew my business through home parties and events, which is a whole other conversation, which is how I am, I've been Life of the Party Gold since I've been a consultant. I've been Life of the Party, since I've been a consultant. I've been gold and then silver and then gold. I'm gold right now, and then next year I'll get the recognition of being silver because I do a lot of events. I do a lot of large events. I do a lot of multi-day events, and so that's actually how I grew my business. And I don't know that she even was shopping with me until maybe a couple years ago when Facebook Live kind of took off and we started doing lives and things like that. So maybe she purchased 10 pieces from me, maybe, in the time we've had interaction. Never in the time she purchased from me did I ever ask her to join my team. So I initially had this epiphany on Sunday because that's when she came to our home. And Julia actually saw me processing out loud on another team and asked me to come share with you all. So really, I'm ministering to myself, and it is convicting. And here's why. Hello, Merly. Maybe it's Marilee. Here's why it's convicting. Because I shared with you in my story, I bought the product, I fell in love with the product. I did my own research and I joined on my own. My sponsor never asked me about doing the business. Literally, I pressed the button when I got home and she sent me a text and said, oh my gosh, I'm not even at home yet and you've joined my team. Like, she didn't even know what to do because she was still pretty new. She had a lot of other obligations. I am thankful that she said yes. And I will never talk bad about her because if she hadn't said yes, I wouldn't have had this opportunity. But she had a lot going on and didn't really coach me as some people get coaching in this business. So because that was my experience, I have to work very hard to move past that bias. So I told you all I'm a diversity trainer and I do cultural competence trainer. That's an implicit bias that I have about this business. I feel like if you are a business owner, you should do your own research and you should do your own work. That's true. And you might need somebody to ask you. So it's a both and situation. And I have to fight that every day because I'm like, why do I have to keep asking people? Well, if you don't ask, the answer is always no. So, okay, she had been a customer of mine for about 10 pieces, and she was my daughter's teacher. She sends me a message after she sees my post about my daughter wanting to wear makeup for the first day of school, and she says, Mrs. Porter, would it be okay if I came to your home and did a facial for you and the Porter Divas? So that's how I've branded my life. I am Diva Cass on my business page. And my girls are the Porter Divas. They are Diva Lindsay and Diva Lauren. Diva actually stands for Divinely Inspired, Virtuous, and Anointed. Most people don't know that. They probably think I'm being haughty, and I'm not. It's a very special meaning. That being said, I said, sure. She asked if she could come to my home to do a facial for all the Porter Divas, and I said, sure. Now, she asked if she could come to my home. So here's the other part of that. I have a very busy life, as a lot of people do. There's no way I am coming to you to spend money, necessarily. But if you offer to come to me, and you come to my home and you set up everything and I don't even really have to clean, that's good for me, right? So lesson number 2 there, home parties. Home parties. So, and I'm sure from her standpoint, we're a gold mine. We are a multi-generational family of 4 females. Now, it's Mary Kay, y'all. So, this is who I am all the time. Maybe I'll put on lipstick. Maybe I'll put on mascara if I'm doing a training. I put on lip gloss for you all because I wanted to impress you. I'm not a make-up Mary Kay, lots of stuff going on type of person. But they have a skincare line. And I, as I said early on, I am that person who always supports my friends. And I know what it's like to try to book parties. And I know she's new. And she was my daughter's first grade teacher. So I may be unusual, but I don't think I am. If you reach out to people, and there are lots of people in your circle, in your life, who really want to help you succeed. But you got to reach out. So what I tell her is, you are welcome to come to my home, but let me be really clear. I wear lipstick and mascara. Don't bring a bunch of makeup. I'm not going to do it. Because usually I'm about to have a hot flash, like I am right now. And that's a bad situation. My mother is 72. She uses Vaseline for everything in the world, to get dirt off of your face. If my daughter's walking around with something on her face, to her elbows, to her hands, to her knees. But you're welcome to come. The 15-year-old is trying to figure out eyeshadow, and the 11-year-old is not wearing makeup. Okay, I'm trying to be supportive, but I'm also kind of trying to control the situation a little bit because I'm a little controlling. Okay, so she joined Mary Kay because someone asked her to, not me. I know, I'm working on myself. She asked to have a party, and it was convenient for me. So as you're thinking about your home parties, as you're thinking about your messenger parties or Facebook parties, think of ways that are easy for your hostess, right? Because people are busy. They don't really want to work that hard. And it really wasn't even a party necessarily. She was just coming to our house. All right, last thing. She comes to our house and does the Mary Kay facial thing. She's still very new, and I know what it was like. I know what it was like to be new as a direct sales professional. I know. And there was a lot that she didn't know. That she was reading a lot from these catalogs and books and things that they had. So Julia knows this. I have to take a breath before I say this. She left our home with a significant order because I bought everything she used on me. My mother purchased like 3 of the things. I bought the skincare kit for my 15-year-old who has acne, and I bought the skincare kit for my 11-year-old. She left our home with a $350 order. That's how much we spent in Mary Kay. In about 40 minutes, really. I know. Yes, it hurts every time I say it, but it also convicts me to get on my butt and start working. And here's what blew my mind, and I think it's because I haven't been to other direct sales parties, because really, if somebody asked me to host a party, I'm like, can you do one for me first? That's a whole other training. Don't be like that. I didn't have anything to show for my $350, y'all. Okay, so back to my story that I shared at the very beginning. When I ordered my items off of Facebook, I picked 4 items, and then I went and met up and picked up my items at our mutual friend's home. So I left that house with 12 pieces of jewelry, right? Because she didn't even know about the buy 12, get 1 free. That's a whole other conversation. I left with something in hand. When she took my debit card number and wrote it on the little order form, and she left me a catalog and left me my order form and her business card and told me she was placing the order that night. Okay. So when I tell you this was really messing with me as I was having this experience, and not that I regret helping anyone, that's not, please don't misunderstand what I'm saying. I was just looking at, oh my word, y'all, we are sitting on a paparazzi gold mine, because not only does someone have something to take with them after they have an encounter with us, right? So if somebody saw me today in the car rider line when I was at the school and said, although someone said it on Facebook, but somebody said, Cass, I love your earrings. And I said, you already know, because I don't wear anything else. You already know they're paparazzi, and you already know I got a pair in my bag. Would you like a pair? They would give me the $5. I would give them the earrings. There's that instant gratification that comes with shopping. Yes, ma'am. All of this because I'm trading out my board. So this is not going with me to the party I have next weekend, because I switched it out because the people have already seen this, so I had to switch out my boards. But yes, there's a lot. There's a lot going on down here in the boutique. So the fact that we have something that's tangible that people can have, and they have that feeling, right? That feeling of shopping and getting an instant warm and fuzzy feeling, right? We can provide that. And then they smile a little bigger and they put their shoulders back and they're feeling themselves and they kind of, I don't know how much I move today just because I like watching my earrings do this little thing that they do, right? And I know that because I was watching myself in the mirror. So I was just moving my head all day today. So we have a product that will provide that instant warm feeling, especially if we have in-person interactions, right? It's a little bit different if it's on Facebook or if it's on your online store or whatever you do where the person will comment and you mail it to them. Because they still have that feeling because the mail is generally a couple, 3 days, and then they get that cute little package in the mail. Okay, side note, I got the cutest package from another consultant. We were trading stuff, and her packaging are the pineapples. Anyway, I've never seen pineapple envelopes, but that's a whole other conversation. But it made me smile. It made my daughter smile. So anyway, we have a product that provides that instant warm and fuzzy, right? It's not I just dropped $350 and now I'm really thinking about it. I'm not going to do this anymore. And now I'm processing that experience. We have an opportunity that less than 350,000 people are taking advantage of. Really? And I can't even get mad that she joined Mary Kay because someone asked her. Someone invited her to some type of event that they had, and then she heard about the opportunity and she decided to join. I can't even get mad because that's on me. That is on me. Yes, I know they make you smile. That's on me for not opening my mouth. Now, again, that's my own implicit bias playing out because I feel if you are going to be a serious business owner, you need to do your own research and you need to own your decision. And you might need someone to ask. So the thing that I share with my team is different people play different roles in your life. Different people play different roles in your business. There are some people who are customers and they're one-time customers and we never see them again and we are thankful for them. There are some people who are your VIPs. You already know what they like. You know somebody's favorite color is orange because they've been your VIP for a while and they play that role in your business. There are some people who said yes and never opened their box, and they're in the business, but they've never opened their box. They play that role in your business. And then there are people who are running this with you. They are going hard. They are challenging you. You're in a competition with your team members about who has the highest PV. They play that role. Then there are people like Julia, like my accountability buddies, that like for real go hard and push you. Like I need to bow out of my accountability buddy triad that we got because I'm just the weakest link. I feel like I'm the weakest link. And they play that role. So I'm not saying that everybody has to be on this side of the spectrum, right? In your business and being, pushing you every day, all day. I'm not saying that. There are some people you see at the grocery store, you bless them with a piece of jewelry, you never see them again. There are some people you see at school. You sell them a pair of earrings, they never want anything ever again. So that is not for you to decide. And this is me talking to myself here. It is your responsibility to open your mouth. It is your responsibility to ask the question. If somebody is still willing to join a company with 3.5 consultants, certainly I can open my mouth and ask someone, do you want to join this amazing opportunity with fabulous jewelry that most people pay $20 for in the store that has has less than 350,000 people. So those were my takeaways. I was sharing this with my accountability buddies, and I said, okay, y'all, I really need to share this with somebody else. I fully believe everything in life is a blessing or a lesson, and sometimes they're both. I hope that my lesson is a blessing for you. I hope that you take this moment, which hopefully was not too long, to really look through either your customers or your VIPs or even your people in your business who bought their kit and never opened the box, to open your mouth and say, can I talk to you about this opportunity? Because you literally have bought a starter kit. Do you have those VIPs? Like, give me some love. If you have some VIPs that have bought a large starter kit, as much jewelry as they buy, or they bought a small starter kit in one live, which I haven't had a live like that in a while. I'm praying that I have one really soon, but I had a live a while ago that one person bought like 40 pieces of jewelry. Now, it was around a holiday, so perhaps they were buying holiday gifts. But I then tell them, I'm like, you just bought a starter kit. You could have paid $2.75. We can work this out. Let me know. But maybe they don't. Maybe they don't. And maybe their role in your business is to be a VIP, and we are thankful for those. So that was really my I know some of them do, and that's okay. So that was a mistake I made when I first joined. I tried to turn all of my VIPs into consultants because they were buying a whole lot of jewelry, and I'm thinking, you could save a whole lot of money. And a fair number of them joined, and none of them are in the business anymore. But they're my customers. They went back. So they were VIPs. They joined the business. One of them never opened her starter kit. And now they're back to being VIPs. And I'm thankful. I am thankful for that. It pays for my kids' tuition. I am thankful. So those were really the 3 points I wanted to share, that we have less than 350,000 people. If we are not sharing this opportunity every time we can, shame on us. Shame on me. Shame on me. I'll use an I voice. If we don't ask people, the answer will always be no. When you ask, do your best to make it convenient for them. And what was my third? Remember the instant gratification-ness of paparazzi. The here's your $5, here's your bling. That's important, which you can only do if you got bling, which is not the point of this training. But I know your leader. I know she has talked to you about building your store. So I am not going to go into that subject. However, I do want to always, yay! Congratulations on your smile and your yes. That's awesome. So I'm happy to answer questions. I know there's a delay. Oh, I love you too. I love you too. I hope you found value in it. I hope your team found value in it. Yes. So I am available. Julia included me in the group. If you have other questions, if you think of things later, please, send me a message. I want to make sure you're not a stalker, so let me know that you were in Julia's group. And I'll be happy to, thank you so much. I'll be happy to help in any way I can. I fully believe in the concept of abundance. Me helping you takes nothing away from me, because I believe there is plenty to go around. We serve a God of abundance. So Yes. So I gave you the example of what I say with a VIP. So with a VIP, I say to them when I want to talk to them about the opportunity, I say to them, or I will message generally because a lot of my VIPs I don't interact with in person. I will message them and I say, hey, I so appreciate your support and I know how much you love this jewelry. I see all your Wear It Wednesdays. You are rocking it. Is this something that we could do together as a business? Because you could rock this because all you do is wear it and look amazing. So that's what I say. If I have a relationship, if they're a VIP, if it's someone that's a stranger that, when you make small talk in all these places, it's back to school time. So we have all these like parent meeting things that I go to because I'm an involved parent and Paparazzi gives me the ability to go to these meetings. But inevitably, I will intentionally take the opportunity to say, I have a lot of flexibility in my life because I am self-employed. And normally a person will respond back and they'll say, well, what do you do? And I say, well, I am self-employed 2 times over. I am a diversity trainer. I train on gender equity, racial equity, and I am a Paparazzi Accessories independent consultant. And I sling beautiful $5 bling like what I have on. And then it becomes a really, oh, I know so-and-so. So I have an easier time with strangers or with VIPs because I can message my VIPs. And with a stranger, most people will make that kind of surface talk of, what do you do? Well, what do you do? Or, or you're sitting on the soccer field. I'm not sitting on the soccer field because I'm not the outdoor parent. But maybe I'm picking up and I'm in the air conditioning of my vehicle. Julia knows I'm special. The rest of y'all, I'm sorry. I am a little, I'm not the outdoor parent. That's why we have the husband person. But in the midst of the pickup line or in the midst of something, I'm always rocking a shirt that is going to say something. So for example, this shirt, I forgot. This shirt, I did a fundraiser. So there's an organization that is fighting modern day slavery in India. But one of my customers is on that board and she asked me about doing a fundraiser. We raised a ton of money selling jewelry and then I donated jewelry. So now there's amazing, beautiful, beautiful women over in India who who have been rescued from modern day slavery and they're rocking paparazzi jewelry because we matched everything we sold. I sent jewelry over to India as a gift. And then anyway, but do you see how I just told you a whole story because I was wearing a shirt? I'm usually wearing a paparazzi shirt when I go to soccer games. So there's one that says, I love my boss. There's one that says, I get paid to sparkle. I love our shirts. They're so easy as conversation starters. So I get more comments about the one that says, I get paid to sparkle, which I think that was 2 conventions ago. I don't actually remember. Anyway, there's another one this year at convention that said, hey, beautiful, something or other. I don't remember what else it says. I haven't actually unpacked yet from convention. Don't judge me. No, it's not raining there. Hi, Pam. It's not raining here. Nope. But anyway, the reason I like the Hey Beautiful shirt is because if I pop into anybody's live, I always say, hi, beautiful. Because my team name and my business name is Beautiful and Bling. I want women to feel beautiful. And now men, which I got to figure out how to brand that with men, because my husband is rocking the men's jewelry. And I'm like, ooh, I have pink envelopes. I use the phrase beautiful. I got to work that out. But anyway. So really my clothing, oh good. My clothing does a lot of the icebreakers for me. And then I get the opportunity to say, I have a lot of flexibility in my life because I'm self-employed. If you're not self-employed, if you don't have a lot of flexibility, you create the reason to cause them to ask the question. So, I was looking at this email in the middle of going through jewelry, and I forgot when is the class party because I was so preoccupied with my jewelry, which you probably were. So, that's it. Thank you, Lupe. Yes. Hey, beautiful. You can do amazing things. That's it. Thank you. I am going to wear that to like back to school night or something because, again, most of the time now, when I'm training, you know, I shared with you all, I do a lot of diversity training. I train a lot in Chicago. I train the Chicago police in implicit bias. I don't wear that when I go to train the police. But I'm always wearing paparazzi jewelry, and I always have my bling bag. And there are female officers who then, that's right, ask me about my jewelry, who will then, like, I can't tell you how much jewelry I sell in the middle of my police trainings. I can't tell you because I'm not supposed to be doing that. But anyway, Julia, that was a long answer. I'm sorry. I hope that helped, though, to give you some kind of wording to use. I'm pretty strategic about not only what I wear, but what I say. Words matter. Words carry a lot of weight. I believe that as a trainer and as a teacher. So I try to make sure I'm saying things that are always ethical. I'm never claiming anything that's not true because I never, that's not my character. So any other questions that I could help with? No? Okay. Well, I am going to go make sure my child is actually in bed because just because I say it's time to go to bed doesn't mean she actually goes to bed because here it's 9:45. So I am going to do bed and say a prayer for my 15-year-old who's out in the woods on her retreat, probably living her best life, and I'm nervous that she's going to get, bitten by a spider or something like that. So thank you, Julia, for the opportunity to speak. I consider it a privilege to speak into anybody's team, especially someone who has an amazing leader. So am I using my straw? I am. I am. I love this straw. I'm so easily distracted. Yes, I am using my straw. Don't they give us the best gifts? We be cruising. Yes, Julia. Yes, I am using my straw. And okay, side note, like I've been noticing and I'm like, oh, I need to pick up some from Amazon, but I'm like, I don't really know that I'm gonna like it. I love my straw. I do, yes. And my Starbucks, whatever kind of cup this is, it's super cool and it's dirty, so forgive that. But yes, I will be cruising. I am excited. My husband and I have never cruised together. I've been on a cruise. He's never cruised before, so they do shower us with love. They do. They give the best gifts. And then today the fire came down. Oh, that's a whole other conversation. Thank you all for hanging on. I know you don't know me, and so for you to listen, I consider it a privilege. So thank you. Go rock your business. Open your mouth. Learn from me. Open your mouth. Rock your business. We are going into the best fall, and I've only been here 4 years, but I didn't know that it could get better. But oh my word, they're gonna set us up for success. So have a great evening. I'm always available if you have questions, and thank you again. Thank you, Julia. Thank you. Have a great evening, everyone.